in a quiet, sleepy town called Macomb, Alabama, where the summer heat was heavy and time seemed to move slower than the dust in the streets. A little girl named Scout Finch watched the world through curious eyes. She was just 6 years old, bold, honest, and a little wild, and she lived with her older brother Jem and their widowed father Atticus Finch. Atticus was not like most fathers. He was calm, wise, and deeply just, a lawyer who believed that truth and fairness were worth fighting for, even if it meant standing alone. Every summer, Scout and Jem's world turned into an adventure. They ran barefoot through fields, played games, and wondered about their mysterious neighbor, Boo Radley. Boo was the man no one ever saw. The children imagined him as a ghostly figure who only came out at night, his house filled with shadows and secrets. But they were about to learn that the real monsters were not always the ones who hid behind closed doors. One summer, Atticus was assigned to defend a man named Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of attacking a white woman, Myella Ewell. In Macomb, this was more than a case. It was a battle against the deep-rooted racism of an entire town. People whispered, glared, and even threatened Atticus for defending Tom, but Atticus told his children something they would never forget. You never really understand a person until you climb inside his skin and walk around in it. The trial began in a hot, crowded courtroom, with fans creaking and sweat dripping down the walls. Atticus stood up, one man against a sea of prejudice. He showed the truth clearly. Myella's injuries were on the right side of her face, meaning the attacker was left-handed. Tom Robinson's left arm was crippled, useless since childhood. He could not have done it. But logic and truth were not enough to fight hate. Despite all evidence, the all-white jury declared Tom guilty. Scout and Jem sat in the balcony, their hearts crushed. They saw injustice win and innocence lose. A few weeks later, Tom tried to escape from prison. He was shot 17 times, and that was it for him. When Atticus brought the news home, the silence in the Finch house was louder than any storm. That day, Jem's childhood ended. He realized that the world was not fair, and sometimes even good men could not fix it. But the story did not end there. One night, as Scout and Jem walked home from a school event, the darkness of Macomb turned dangerous. Bob Ewell, Myella's father, bitter, drunk, and vengeful, attacked them from the shadows. Jem's arm was broken. Scout's costume saved her life. But suddenly, a pale, trembling figure appeared and fought off Bob Ewell. Moments later, Ewell lay dead. The man who saved them was none other than the mysterious Boo Radley. The monster they feared was their guardian angel all along. Scout finally saw Boo, shy, gentle and scared, standing in the flickering light of her porch. And in that moment, she remembered her father's words. She saw the world through Boo's eyes, how cruel people could be to the innocent, how quick they were to judge without understanding. As Atticus tucked Scout into bed that night, she whispered softly, "Atticus, he was real nice." Atticus smiled. "Most people are, Scout, when you finally see them. To Kill a Mockingbird is not just a story about one trial or one town. It's a mirror showing us how fear and ignorance can blind us, and how courage can still shine in the darkest corners. Atticus stood for justice when no one else would. Scout learned empathy in a world filled with hate, and Boo Radley reminded us that kindness often hides behind silence. In the end, the mockingbird, the symbol of innocence, should never be killed, because mockingbirds do not harm anyone. They just sing, and maybe that's the lesson Harper Lee wanted us all to remember. In a world quick to judge, choose to understand. In a world full of noise, be the one who listens. And in a world ready to condemn, protect the mockingbird wherever you find it. If you enjoyed this story, do not forget to subscribe, like, and let me know in the comments what novel you'd like me to tell next.